now your East Texas Storm Team forecast.
Happy Tuesday, East Texas. As we look out there right now, we're looking at really a cloud-free sky for the most part and temperatures that are in the 70s, but we are going to see these climb a little bit more into the 80s later on today. 76 right now here in the city of Tyler. The humidity is low, so it really feels fantastic out there, and it's going to stay that way as we go through the afternoon. Wish I could say the same as we go later in the week, but things are going to be warming up, and I'll talk about that here in just a second. Here's a look at that satellite and radar, and it shows nothing happening right now across the entire state of Texas. Temperatures right now in the 80s here along the Interstate 10 corridor and then back up into College Station over into Lufkin as well. Most of us still hanging on to those 70s, but some of us are starting to reach those lower 80s, and most of us will be getting into those before too much longer, likely topping out in the mid to upper 80s today across East Texas. And then as we go into tonight, we'll see those low temperatures fall down into the upper 50s here to the north and then lower 60s here along and south of Interstate 20. As far as that high temperature trend, we're going to be looking at those going back up, unfortunately, as we head towards the weekend. That normal high is about 91. We might even be a few degrees above that by this weekend. So summer is not done by any means. We're going to be looking at those temperatures really warming up here over the next few days, and that includes at night. So those crisp fall-like temperatures that we've seen the past couple of mornings, unfortunately, they're not going to stick around. We're going to be back to feeling more summer-like in terms of those low temperatures in the lower 70s. And as far as we can see over the next 6 to 10 days, those temperatures likely going to stay at least a little above normal here, as you can see here. And as we go into the precipitation outlook, also looking at below normal precipitation. So overall, the pattern is really shaping up to be hot and dry as we go through the next couple of weeks. And as far as the tropics go, you wouldn't even know it's the peak of hurricane season because we're not tracking anything right now in the Atlantic Basin. Even an area of development isn't even out there. So things are quiet. Great news as we're at the peak of hurricane season. Hopefully it stays that way. And as we turn our attention to the Pacific, really the only area right now that we're watching is really what's left of Kiko. You can see here this thunderstorm activity well displaced from the center of Kiko, which is right there, and that thing is really just not looking too healthy out there. Expected to dissipate here over the coming days as it passes there just to the north of the Hawaiian Islands, but could still see a little bit of breezy conditions, maybe some rain and some rough surf there in the state of Hawaii. But back home, we're going to be looking at really nothing going on weather-wise. Lots of sunshine, 85 degrees this afternoon. Overnight tonight, we'll see 62 for that low, mostly clear skies. Winds become calm. As far as that spotlight game coming up, this is going to be later on this week. This is Jacksonville versus Henderson. We're going to be looking at warm temperatures for kickoff, and then as we go through the rest of the game, we're going to be looking at those temperatures cooling into the 70s. And as we look here at your 7-day forecast, you can see here that we're going to be looking at sunshine here the next several days. Temperatures back into the 90s over the next few days. And pretty much the same for Deep East Texas. No rain is in that forecast, and it's going to stay that way, maybe even beyond the 7-day forecast. And for more on your forecast, you can visit us at ketk.com.